Welcome to Crosby's Crew.
Welcome back to this episode of Crosby's Crew. It's awesome to be here with Holly and Keith, my beautiful wife, Molly. And as we do every show, we start off with a toast. So raise your glasses and join me in this awesome toast. The playoffs remind us that it's not just about who's left standing, it's about who got there together. Aww. So here's to teams fighting their way toward a championship and to friendships that don't need the same zip code to feel close. May we keep pushing, keep believing, and keep raising a glass no matter the distance. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. To friends and the Patriots.
I like that.
It's good, yeah, and the Patriots. It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
And allegiances are being shown early.
Exactly.
So we appreciate that Holly just went ahead and threw it out there, because now we kind of know what today's episode is about. We are
not sure what
AFC
you're talking about.
and O.
Yeah, here comes the hat.
I need a hat. Holly, we need hats.
Here, I have helmets behind us. You can throw one of those on.
That's a good point.
That could happen. Today in Crosby's Crew, we are going to take on a little bit of a different approach to what wines we're drinking, and they were completely inspired by the 2025 NFL season, AFC and NFC championship games. So we are going to lean into our blind taste testing. I'm really glad that you guys chose one white and two reds, because I'm guaranteed to get one of those wines correct.
We got you covered.
And we are gonna, I love this. We're gonna go ahead and lean right into that, where we focused on cuisine and then passed the ball over to Keith and Holly to pick some interesting wines that kind of tie into some of it. Some of it took some real creativity to find wines that related to the theme, kind of took you guys out of your comfort zone, or maybe not comfort zone, but your wheelhouse.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Both.
These are the playbooks, the plays at the very back of the playbook. And so we're going to dive into some of our own predictions for the game. I was listening to Mason's radio show a lot this week, getting ready for this episode. So Keith and Holly, would you start us off by introducing these wines and explaining how they ended up on our tables?
You got it.
Yes, absolutely. So here we are in the middle of the NFL playoffs, actually towards the end, and there's 4 teams remaining, right? We have the AFC championship and the NFC championship, and there's 4 teams remaining. So we're going to taste some wines from 3, what we think is 3 representative regions, wine growing regions, that will sort of tie things together. And then there's another little surprise about the 4th team. We're going to start with up in Washington, where the old Seattle Seahawks are. And we're going to taste this Delisle Cellars Chaleur Blanc. So this is the bottle here for those of you watching. This is a 2023, and Chaleur Blanc is a blend of Sauvignon Blanc at 69% and Semillon at 31%. So it's more of a Bordeaux Blanc in style. And most of it was barrel fermented, barrel aged, and it's delicious actually. There's on the back label it says there's a lot of Chardonnay in the world, and we decided to do this. And so yeah, it's a blend of Sauv Blanc and Semillon from Washington. The winery is located in Woodinville, and I've already tasted it, and I've actually already had a glass, and it's fantastic.
So shocking.
So shocking. It's fantastic. It's really good. Mm-hmm. Have you guys had a chance to taste it yet?
Well, Holly and I were doing some work behind the scenes, and what we ended up going with this week is we have aspirational wines on your side, which is the stuff that when Crosby's Crew gets cooking, and we have our wine club, which is the ultimate goal, everyone will be able to drink what Keith and Holly have every week.
Gotcha.
On our side of things, we have wines that are accessible by Sunday. And so we have the Woodward Canyon Chardonnay.
Ooh, nice.
That Holly was coaching me through. Yep.
Yeah, Woodward
we went
Canyon's
and grabbed
great.
that so you can jump in with us and join us in that. And first couple tastes. And isn't that, if you haven't listened to the show before and listened to our Crosby's Crew, Holly and Keith always say you grab a Sauvignon Blanc, right? But while you're deciding what you're going to drink.
A crisp white wine works. Yeah, crisp white wine works.
Crisp white, any of it, yes.
We say
Guys, I've got something for us. Let's call it a white wine warm-up.
White wine warm-up.
Yes.
That is perfect.
Get your palates going.
Yeah, my ligaments already feel great.
Good.
Mine
so you
too.
guys have the Chardonnay from Washington, and we have the Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon blend from Washington. They also up there in the world of the Seahawks, they also grow really nice Merlot. They have nice Cabernet Sauvignons and Petit Verdot, Bordeaux blenders and things like that. Some Syrahs, some cool climate Syrahs that are really nice up there in Washington. So yeah, they have a whole little wine growing region up there that's a lot of fun and exciting. And obviously the climate is relatively cool, and the wines are fresh and a lot of acidity and good structure to them. So yeah, it's a great little region up there.
Yeah, and for us, it was fun because we make wines in Oregon. We usually gravitate towards Oregon wines for Pacific Northwest wine. So it was fun to go a little higher up and taste similar climates, similar styles, but different state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then our second wine. So for those of you who don't know, Santa Barbara wine country is sort of like it is what Napa is to Bay Area residents, San Francisco, Oakland, South Bay, et cetera, to Los Angeles and even Orange County residents. They can, jump in the car and head up to Santa Barbara, be tasting wine in a little over an hour.
Similar day trip.
And so what we did was for the Rams, the LA Rams, we opened up a Dragonette 2018 Pinot Noir from the Duvarita vineyard that was in our cellar.
Yeah,
and
this is the cellar wine.
Holly used to sell this wine when she was running a brokerage here in California, but this is Dragonette. They've been around for a while. They've been around since 2005. And this is a beautiful single vineyard Pinot from the very, very western part of Santa Barbara County, just west of the Santa Rita Hills. So super sandy soils, cool climate, really nice complex Pinot Noir that we open.
Yeah,
What'd you guys
small
open?
producer, nice. great winery.
Yep.
Well, first of all, after Holly gave me the rundown about them, I went ahead and ordered some, and everybody needs to know that Nick is awesome.
Oh, good.
Can't wait to be drinking that wine probably this weekend.
That's great.
Because if y'all say a drink, then I know that I need to have it. If it's a wine bottle you're behind, it needs to be at my house. But we have Fess Parker Pinot Noir.
Nice.
Super, super classic.
Yep.
Very great representation of Santa Barbara.
Also Santa Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
Does it say any sort of
Santa Rita
vineyard on
Hills
there?
is
it says Santa Rita Hills. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Got it.
We talk about Santa Rita Hills.
Santa Rita Hills, but yes. This one says that it's big yet polished. This Pinot can be enjoyed now or cellared for 4 to 7 years. So
Yep.
they kind of give you a little suggestion, which is nice.
My favorite vineyards in Santa Barbara County are the Santa Rita Hills. They're very close to the coast. They're a little bit further south and west than most of Santa Barbara County vines, and I really love them for their freshness and their expression. And there's some wonderful vineyards in the Santa Rita Hills. I would definitely put that at the top of the list in terms of all the different little pockets around Santa Barbara County.
It's interesting that our Pinot is 7 years old. So obviously different producer, and it's super, super bright and fresh. So I would confidently say that's very accurate to be able to hold on to.
It has a super fun gaminess to it. Ours is, I don't know about yours, but ours has this like sort of venison.
Gamey.
I'm not
kind
smelling.
of venison, charcuterie type of thing.
Molly's gonna be blind tasting,
so you can't even.
she's not allowed. I get to experience for right now. Yeah.
Okay, so you just have to understand
and Keith,
Santa Barbara's a region.
Just understanding, Keith, I want to underscore your influence on me, because when I was ordering from Nick, I was like, I saw on the website you also have some Sauvignon Blanc. Let's throw a couple bottles in there.
Oh, the Happy Canyon,
which is really. I did. I got the Happy Canyon, and I got the one that started with a V.
Yes.
That was the one he recommended. He said they're all great, but start here. And that's just the Keith-fluence. The Keith-fluence.
I like that.
Just a little tidbit about the LA Rams. Mm-hmm. So they are Thousand Oaks, like far, kind of, I guess, northwest of LA.
Exactly.
So, I mean, they're like 30 minutes from these vineyards.
Yeah.
Like I think Santa Barbara was just like right down the road. So
Well done,
Santa Rita Hills are
Well
the furthest south. So yeah, they're very close to these vineyards.
just right there.
It's basically at the facility.
It's growing right outside their practice field.
Well, it's
I'm
good
liking
that
this.
we
This
were
is what they do
That's
instead
excellent.
of Gatorade.
It's good that we were so close with that one, because the next one is a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, let's go south. Let's actually jump hemispheres, if you will. So the third wine is it's a mile high. These vines grow about a mile high, which is kind of cool. So there's the Denver Broncos, and
it's just not a mile
City
high in Denver. It's a mile high in
the Andes Mountains in Argentina. So down in Mendoza, they grow Malbec, and they've been growing Malbec forever. And so this is the Catena Zapata, which has been
we've got kids trying to get in,
depending on how you pronounce it. But this is 4th generation family now, making these beautiful Malbecs in Argentina, and some of their vineyards are like 3,500 feet, but they go all the way up to 6,000 feet. This particular blend, most of it's like in the 4,500s to 5,000, but they have plenty of wines up there mile high. So this is our mile high wine
to represent Denver.
To represent Denver, exactly. So this particular bottling is a 2023 Malbec from Catena Zapata, and the wine itself is called High Mountain Vines. They make several different Malbecs, but this is called High Mountain Vines.
Enjoy this, Molly, yet.
I am jealous. And we were also able to get, so this bottle of Zapata, which might be a little different in vintage, but we also were able to get a bottle of the Zapata. So it's both aspirational and accessible by Sunday.
Exactly.
So that's
Mason, can I see that label?
We got this one today at the store.
Is it Angelica or Angelica?
Oh, yeah. Got it.
Okay.
How would you say it from Argentina?
Angelica.
Yeah. Angelica Zapata Malbec.
And I think it should be noted that you
The
all...
color is amazing. I mean, it's a dark...
Malbec's kind of
Would you call that garnet or...
No, that's beyond. That's more. That's more opaque and dark and black and that's an inky wine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Will you talk
can't even see through it.
A second, Keith, about how you use Malbec?
Yeah. Malbec to me at the winery it's like a tool. I use it across the board in different blends. I don't bottle a single vineyard or a single Malbec, a single variety Malbec. I use it rather as a 1%, 2%, 3%.
A little goes a very long way with
and
Malbec.
I use it on a bunch of different wines that I make: Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, red blends, all kinds of stuff. Malbec helps everything. And what it does is it adds, it brings color. It brings fruit and like a juiciness, and then it doesn't have drying tannins. These tannins are always very silky. Not always, actually. Some mountain Malbecs are a little bit tannic, but most of the time the tannins are very silky, so you can use it as a blender to kind of juice things up and pretty things up and intensify things without adding rigidness or roughness to the palate or anything like that.
Yeah.
Great blender. But this is a standalone. I mean, this is just a Malbec, and it's super yummy.
You call it Merlot on steroids.
It's Merlot on steroids, yes.
I like that.
But unlike in football...
Yeah, we're not talking about football.
Yeah,
we don't get penalized for juicing. It's exciting.
Oh, a good one, babe.
Thank you.
We're juicing.
I'm texting with Christine right now, trying to convince her not to eat the lobster roll that we ordered. And I think it should be important to note that even though we have 4 teams going into these games on Sunday, you all were able to kind of pull double duty. So which one of these wines kind of matches with the regional cuisine?
Ooh.
Yes. So the first wine that we have, both ours and yours, actually, the whites, these Washington whites will also go quite beautifully with the New England cuisine. So when we come to the Patriots, I've got the old Boston Chama here, a little Bud Light can.
I love it.
For those of you not watching.
Awesome.
I just looked over to our chartreuse, but we drank it all.
Yeah, I was going to have the green chartreuse and the Bud Light, but we drank all the chartreuse last weekend.
Thank you.
Shout out to Christine.
We have
Thank
a
you for
delivery.
delivering the food. Oh, no, I don't want you on the internet. Go.
She has a
I'm on the internet.
Seriously, go.
Is that for us or no?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, sweetie.
Shout
All
out
right.
to the world, the internet.
Thank you.
She's texting, Mom, this looks good.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not
It's
for
not
you.
for you.
We'll feed you after
what a
we're done
cutie.
drinking wine.
What a cutie. So one thing about
We will feed you.
the cuisine in both of these areas is, they're very seafood based. And so when you're talking about, and maybe this is something, if that is the Super Bowl matchup, New England against Seattle, who knows, a rematch. But maybe it's, then we're going West Coast.
Maybe
maybe it's
early
West
predictor.
Maybe it's West Coast versus East Coast oysters. oysters, who knows?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's crab or
I
something.
accept.
So it's a lot of fun. But yes, the Washington wine and the Bud Light, they match both cuisines, Seattle and New England. That's why we chose that.
Do we have a Bud Light anywhere?
Don't worry, we will also bring you that information once we know who wins these games. So,
Yep.
little teaser, we
that is
will
a big
let
Bud Light.
you know what you need to have.
Okay, so it's time for me to step aside and Mason to do a little, what do we call it? Princess Bride switcheroo, like never get in a
Yeah, exactly.
death match
No
with the
poison.
Sicilian. So I'm going to step aside. Holly, come on, look right here, mind melt. I know
right.
you're going to coach me through these.
You got
the
this.
Pro-Am
You
is
know
on.
this. You know this.
We've got this.
Do I move them, or will she think I would switch them?
Ooh.
All right, I switched the Malbec with the Chardonnay. Do you think she'll
yeah,
figure that
maybe
out?
she'll
Hopefully.
figure it out. I'm going to use this time to take a bite.
Oh man, so that Malbec, yeah, like you're saying, it's so interesting that you use it for 1-2% in some of your wines, because and you kind of get it when you say it. It's so I love that part. Whenever you tell us that, it's like, oh man, I can taste it now.
Yeah.
And you can understand why that would be great to add in, because on its own, it's dark, it's heavy, it's very fruity, it's jammy.
But then not on your palate,
could
right?
see
Like
if
on
you
your palate,
blended it in.
it's not
No, it tastes- it's
rough.
amazing.
It's not tannic or anything, right? It's so easy.
Yep.
It's so easy to drink. Even though it's big, like you said, it's so easy.
Yes. You're welcome back, Molly.
Come on back,
There we go.
Malls.
Okay, so do I start with the white wine so I feel confident?
If you would like, you can start with the white wine. Yes.
I'll start with the white wine just so we can march it into the end zone easy.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right, so
Parade it in.
All right. What do you think?
I am a little curious though how different they. I like to compare.
Yeah.
Do you need any food, or are we get the food yet? Are we
Food's
not?
coming.
Okay. Sorry. I'm jumping the gun. I'm so excited.
He's got to be hungry.
I am starving and I'm
keeps
so excited
pawing
for
at
the
the food.
food.
Got a lobster
Okay,
roll
so I
in
do
front of you.
think even if my eyes were closed,
I know.
I think even if my eyes were closed, the white wine would be pretty apparent.
Good.
That's good.
It's
You're
just
learning.
super fresh.
We're-
I mean, wait, you're being sarcastic. I was being
No.
serious.
It can be deceiving.
All right, so this was like a 20-yarder white wine
There you go. Nice.
from Washington.
Perfect.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well done.
Nice.
Oh gosh. All right.
Ding, ding,
All
ding.
right.
All right,
So now
Holly,
we're gonna
I'm looking
talk-
at the two red wines.
Just look at the color first. That's how we start. We look at them. We kind of lean them down, fill your glass a little, and just look for the color. Look for what Pinot looks like. Malbec might be a little
The
newer
one
to
on
you.
my left is a lot darker. And I remember Keith talking about the opacity of the Argentinian Malbec. So right off the bat, I feel like this one in my left hand is the Malbec.
Okay, we'll
But,
give them a smell.
What would I be smelling different? So see, smell, right? Or do we swirl before?
Yeah, you can swirl, and that's
Can't
going to
remember
open
from the
things
first
up
episode.
a little bit.
Sea
I
swirl
think he
smell.
says-
Yep. Sea
Man,
swirl
really
smell,
hard to
sip.
swirl with my left hand.
You're all right.
Chardonnay.
Saber.
There you go.
really good.
Tell me some more. Stuff.
Blue fruits and violets.
Wow, I actually think ours smells gamey too.
Oh, good.
This has got to be the Malbec.
Or does
Well, there can be some gaminess in
Or is
Pinot
it?
as well. So,
But
Or
the
is
Pinot would be lighter than the Malbec, right, Holly?
in theory, yes, structure wise. But you need to taste them as well. You haven't tasted them yet because
Taste it.
Okay, so the beginning.
Yeah, just have a little more.
Keith is going to coach
not,
a
like,
little bit
startling
because
to me.
I have a cold, so I can't give her proper
Do
descriptors.
appreciate the pinch hitter.
I can't smell anything.
The beginning of this one in my right hand that I'm seeing as
Okay.
a lighter color, it just feels a little fresher, kind of subtle, like it doesn't knock you in the face. And then the middle, little tart,
Okay.
like almost feels grenache to me, which
Yep.
is the adjective I use whenever something's a little tart.
Okay.
And then the finish is not like super long, meaning like that's why I keep drinking it, is I can't keep the taste in my mouth.
Okay.
For
That's
like a
great,
long time.
Yeah. That's
Interesting.
And then what about the other one?
This one's less sweet. It feels like a bigger, rounder taste. Like after it kind
More
of
mouth filling.
moves towards the middle,
And is the color darker?
and it's darker. It almost feels just like a tiny bit spicy to me.
Okay. So some nice
Spicy is
spice.
the word I use instead of pepper, I think.
Is there a fruit
Right.
component?
Like a little tingle.
Is there a fruit component that's different in that one than the other? Like think blue fruit, black fruit, red fruit.
Man, I wish I had my little ramekins of things that are probably molding over in that
You don't
cabinet.
need it. You go back in your memory bank. You've smelled
I don't
those.
need it.
Go back in your memory
All right,
bank.
this one tastes more like black, or is blackberries and blueberries black or blue fruit?
That's
That's
black
perfect,
and blue.
yeah.
That's perfect.
That's
exactly right. Or
They're on track.
yes,
Okay, black and blue.
there's no
Whereas
right or
this
wrong.
one,
But yes.
the lighter one felt more red fruit.
Yeah, more
Yeah,
reds,
to me-
more pomegranate and cherries and
Yeah.
raspberries and stuff, right?
Pomegranate for sure.
Perfect. That
Which I've been
tartness you
ever
were
since
talking
our
about?
cocktail.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Ever since your Christmas cocktail, I've been consuming pomegranates in kind of like wild quantities
So a little bit of that
because I made a lot of those.
tartness.
I've been
of that
consuming the
red
vodka
fruit.
that we used.
Is that associated more in your experience with Pinot, or I know your experience with Malbec is probably limited, but I think you have more experience with Pinot. When you drink Pinot, is it usually blacks and blue fruits or more red fruits?
I'm pretty sure it's more red fruits. Like I think of Pinot and Syrah a little bit in the same vein, that it's going to be kind of this
Ding ding.
brighter.
Don't. Okay, here's the thing. Don't overthink. Don't overthink. Enjoy and don't overthink.
It's tough.
I know.
That is tough.
I know.
Okay, then I
For
think this one
Just call
that's
it.
closer to the laptop is the Pinot Noir.
Yep.
And I think this one is the Malbec.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, 3 for 3. That's a field goal. I just
did
got
it.
3 points.
You won the game.
Field goal.
Good job,
Jason, I have
Molly.
to tell you, I think the Super Bowl episode is going to be really hard. I'm glad that's your scoring round because
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going to
super
be
happy
super
too.
Tuscans.
Super happy too.
Oh, you're throwing
Super
me into
Tuscans
this?
for the Super Bowl.
Come on now.
Good luck.
That one won right down the middle.
Okay.
Good job,
I do
Molly.
love me some Italian
was
wine,
awesome.
though.
Right
Yeah.
down the middle. Love it. Okay, so should we talk a little bit about the food, because this
Yes.
was a food first. It was kind of like running the football, like we let the run game determine the passing game's participation. So I just looked on the internet and Keith and Holly agreed with the suggestion. So we
sure.
did a bison burger to represent Denver,
Yep.
which I can never tell a CU Buffaloes if that's like offensive or like team supporting. But anyway,
Well, and it's also a little messed up because they beat the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
kinda
like
messed up.
feasting on.
we're like eating on like their
I didn't realize how
past,
dysfunctional
like,
this was.
Yeah, dominance.
We also have a little
feasting
green
on-
chili queso. So
Where is that?
that's right by your
That
logo.
sounds
Oh
good.
man,
Wait, we
delight.
don't have
Is that one for the Rams?
I'm
Damn it. Dang it.
well, maybe it needs to move over because I maybe didn't plan that well. I just saw green chili anything for Denver.
Yeah,
Oh, for Denver.
For
Okay,
Denver.
got it.
Yeah, yeah,
pretty
that's
big
Denver.
Well, you're the one
bag
from
of
Colorado.
They even
so
put it
you
in like
know.
their
Yeah, you guys are the
omelets and stuff. We then have lobster rolls and clam chowder for
Now
New England.
you're up my alley, kid.
We had clam
Okay.
chowder,
Rolls,
but Keith
here
ate it.
is.
Nice. We're working on a little chowder.
Keith ate the chowder.
Yeah.
Love it.
Little chowder.
Keith
It
makes a
was
great
suggested
chowder.
for like the cute factor for us to have like little shooters to make it feel more tailgate, but that's,
wait, grab that shot
felt
glass.
really. Ooh,
Well,
we can get
Molly,
our shot glass.
if you need to borrow a
Um,
shot glass, that was the worst accent. Here's a
Little Patriots.
little Patriot shot
Look at that,
glass.
Mason.
Oh my gosh.
Mason, look at that Pat's shot glass.
Keith,
Oh,
Did you
I like
just-
that. I like
Did you
that.
just go and make like a collection of all your stuff? Okay, and then we've got teriyaki salmon sushi rolls for Seattle.
Nice.
We have just straight salmon.
Thank you. That sounds healthier. And then we have like street tacos, carne asada street tacos, and also burrito tacos
We have those as well.
for
Same.
LA.
Perfect.
It's a
So,
great cuisine.
Nothing like
love
tacos
burrito.
in LA, tacos in San Diego, tacos
So good.
all over
Tacos in LA.
California.
California, ma'am.
So Mason, real quick before Keith and Holly kind of walk us through our pairings, do you want to give any insight to like when you were with the Rams for a half a second versus like with the Packers? Like because I remember when I went out to a Seattle game, it was literally like culture shock. I was at the game and I had like a soy latte and fish tacos, whereas that's never, ever, ever been at Lambeau Field. So like
an oat milk matcha.
What was the same and what was different? Yeah. I actually had one of those today.
My time in LA was so short. I don't know if I didn't really experience anything other than I do think the taco selection is a good one.
It's a good one.
Sure.
But I mean,
because every time I'm out in California, in LA, go see friends, go golf, do all that, I'm gonna find a nice little taco shop. Go get your classic classic taco.
Yeah,
and I love the birria. So yeah, I think that was an excellent choice.
But what was the most striking difference between the Packers facilities and like how they ran things and the Rams?
Well, the Rams are still in like portable buildings.
Oh.
So the fact, honestly, it's pretty exceptional. Like, they have SoFi, they have an amazing stadium, but they've been in portable facilities at university in Thousand Oaks for 7 years, 8 years since they moved to LA. They haven't been able to figure out a permanent location. So going from Green Bay to that was so unique, but it was also in California. So you could just be outside all the time.
Yeah, it's not cold.
The weight room had garage doors and it flowed out to the field. I mean, it was like, you're just kind of an indoor outdoor lifestyle there. And I find that it was fascinating, but it's impressive what the Rams have been able to do kind of with what they have and what they have as far as facilities.
So would you say that's almost like old world, new world wines? Like the Packers are kind of old world because they've been there. Like you do it one way. We don't move around. It's basically like legislated.
Yeah.
1265 Lombardi.
It is.
There's no changes. Whereas out in California, they're finding great success, just like the Packers have found great success. But they're kind of just taking what the climate and the circumstances give them. Is this a stretch, or what? How do we like this?
No, that's a good way to put it.
Oh, fun. So
yeah, but
why
I
do
think
these
that
wines work
facility so
with these?
modern and nice? No, I think that I don't think there's anything old school about
Holly.
SoFi,
You
where
just
they
love
play.
the Packers.
I do.
You love it.
I
No,
do.
I think
you
you're
I just
also
mean
talking about
facility. Yeah, facility there. You
Green
can't
Bay's
say that's
so
old
nice, but
school.
it's like-
so nice.
But it's
established,
super.
been there. It's
Yeah.
It
never
is kinda old
moving
school,
and
though.
I get
changing.
that.
It's
I'll
like
give you
it's
that.
like an old vine that like you kind of revamp.
You
and
work
kinda
with it. You
work
never
with it.
change it.
You don't like change all the stuff. But like LA was St. Louis, right? Or they were LA. They went to St. Louis. They came back to LA, and it's like
They're chameleons. Like they're just kind of taking
Just
on
kinda trying to
where
figure
they
things
are.
out all the time.
Right.
Yay. Okay, so why do these wines work with these awesome dishes? P.S. This might be my new favorite episode. This is tasty.
yeah.
Well, you always hear us say that there's not there's many different possible pairings. There's wines that pair with many foods, and we're not those type of folks that just want one wine to pair with one dish. What we prefer is to taste a bunch of wines and taste a bunch of different foods and then figure out what kind of works with each other. And so that is very much the case today. Mm-hmm. When I taste these tacos, obviously we're having the tacos for the Rams in LA and this and that and sort of Southern California and the Latino culture. But I would put it with the white.
You put everything with white.
I would put it with the Dragonette Pinot. I would put it with the Malbec. I mean,
Yeah,
these
does work with
tacos
all
are
of
fine
them.
with all three of these
Yeah.
wines. And I think that's a perfect example. And then you go to the chowder and, or maybe the salmon. Ours is a salmon with a little bit of cream cheese and,
Bread.
and dill on a toast. But I think with that, I'd probably stick with the white, but maybe towards the Pinot Noir. Salmon is so famous in the Pacific
I like it
Northwest.
with the
and-
Pinot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good with the Pinot too. I don't know that I'd go towards the Malbec with the salmon. And then with the chowder, I'd probably stick with the white. But some folks might want one of the reds, and it kind of works, And
I'm really upset we don't have a bison slider.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I
Then I'm going
would
towards the Malbec.
Go towards the Malbec.
Yeah.
Also, just in general, I wish I
Okay.
had a bison slider.
I would like a bison slider.
It is really good with the Malbec.
I'm a little upset.
So
Where did
for
you get your
me, what
bison?
I'm hearing from you, Burger Up restaurant.
Nice.
Great.
I did no cooking. What are you handing me? Oh, the lobster roll.
There you
I
go.
did no cooking. I literally drove my dad down to an eye appointment in Georgia this morning, dropped him off while my mom and I were oohing and ahhing over the car that I traded in a car for. I ordered things on Uber Eats to have them here by the time I got back. It was
It sounds like a
masterclass
very
in
efficient
efficiency.
mom. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
So, but what I'm hearing is that all these wines kind of play nicely together with the food. Like it's one big happy
Agreed.
family, which seems like the opposite of joint practices.
Joint practices.
Like when you mix
Good
two
point.
teams together.
Wait, what's that?
Yeah, joint practices
sounds
or these championship
dangerous.
weekends. Like,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It is. There's always a lot of fights.
you
Oh,
have
yes.
Seattle versus LA, which they're in the same division. They have already had to play each other twice
Yeah,
this
this is
year.
their third time
Like
playing each other.
Yeah, this is gonna be a big one. They're a huge rival, battling it out, and then you have Denver and Patriots, which they've had some back and forth, but it's more like Vrabel coming back to New England, getting them back to prominence, and then you have Sean Payton, right? Like the old school established, like kind of does things like a certain way.
Yep.
But then both those teams, great defenses. So I said today on my radio show, I'm like, that game's just going to come down to who kind of holds on till the end and finds a way to win late, because those defenses are going to make it tough for either one of those teams to have success throughout the totality of the game.
But isn't that classic for the Patriots?
So Holly,
Yeah, Patriots win ugly.
Classic
always win
They
Patriots.
win ugly always.
They win ugly.
Or we lose ugly.
So Holly, when there's joint
Exactly.
practices,
Yeah. Break this
that
down for me,
means
Molly.
that during training camp, another team comes to where you are, and you share the field. You don't share like weight rooms. Or anything, do you?
Wow.
They still have to lift, not
They
together.
live, but we just
So like McCarthy didn't do
No.
joint practices. LaFleur like lives by them,
Yeah.
right? A lot
Wait,
of joint
what's the
practices.
reason?
and it's
Because they're there to play the
good
game
practice,
and they
yeah.
come early to get adjusted
then-
and then
Yeah.
they need a place to play. Oh,
no,
dear.
it's not early.
No,
it's during
it is.
it's during training camp.
It's
Oh, that's
preseason.
weird.
Preseason.
It's for
Right.
preseason games.
I think
They
she was
practice.
thinking it was the week before a game.
Okay.
It's-
Oh, you're not practicing. They're
in
practice
preseason.
games. They're not practicing together.
They're practicing together.
No,
Both.
they practice together and then they play the preseason games.
So
and
it's
they play
the
a
exact
preseason.
opposite of these wines. Like, whereas all these wines interact great
I get to learn
at joint
too.
practices, there's usually fights.
There's usually a fight.
I think it's just a difference in approach. Like LaFleur wants to see you, and it's when the teams are their biggest.
Dude,
so
I wanna
not
go
only
to
these
this.
guys fighting, it's intense. So not only are
is fun.
these
Training camp's fun.
teams competing against each other during their joint practices, within the team, which is probably all the time, but there's just a lot more bodies. You've got like 90 guys trying to make a 53-man roster. So there's tension in the team, and then there's tension within the teams.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of
love
drinking
this.
wine.
I think this is really cool.
Yes.
So it was fun because we got to have some of that joint practice atmosphere while you were with the Packers when LaFleur was there.
Yeah, I think twice we had joint practices.
And practice training camp or Packers training camp was already a heightened experience for the Packers than I think it is for a lot of other teams. Now, do the 49ers go to Napa or something? Like, don't they have their training camp? The Packers stayed in
Raiders.
Green Bay, but a lot of
The
teams,
Raiders go to Napa.
The Raiders do.
They used to, yeah.
Or they
go
used
up
to,
there.
yeah.
Where are we going with training camp?
Just talking about when joint practices kind of came to mind when Keith was like, all these wines play great with all these food, but like you can't just mix teams. So now that leads us to kind of our next little talking point before we close out this segment and do our first ever 2-minute drill on Crosby's Crew. Keith and Mason, why don't you guys lead the charge in talking about the AFC and the NFC? So how we divide up American football in the National Football League. And then is the AFC and the NFC designations more like America viticulture areas, AVAs, how we divide up wine, or is it more like wine regions, which is what these wines represent, not necessarily a specific AVA? So Mason, do you want to take the ball first and talk about the NFL or the NFC and the AFC and how, because Holly, who could school me in soccer knowledge, was kind of like, what are AFC and
I was like,
NFC
what are those
distinctions?
letters?
Like, why do they matter?
Yeah, so it used to be literally when it first started, it was the NFL, and then they actually have the AFL, and they were in a sense two separate leagues. And until they joined together and they played the first Super Bowl that the Packers won, that's when all of a sudden now it became the NFL. And now you had the NFC and the AFC teams. So you kept like still the original NFL teams, the original AFL teams are widely still intact, right? So, but now they are the National Football Conference. It's a conference, and the American Football Conference. And those two teams those two conferences form the NFL. And within that, Holly, you have divisions, right? So the Patriots are in the AFC East.
Got it. Makes sense.
The Packers are in the NFC North. The Seahawks and the Rams are both in the NFC West. And the Denver Broncos are in the AFC West.
Got it.
So you have 4 teams in each division. You have 16 teams in each conference, and 7 teams now from each conference make the playoffs. And so now there's the NFL is the overarching like body for all of this. And I would say now you're not going to say, oh, there's a difference in AFC, NFC. Like one year, like this year, I would say AFC top 4 teams had some of the best defenses in the NFL. And other than Seattle in the NFC, probably. Seattle has an awesome defense for the NFC. But AFC kind of dominated in defense. NFC had some really explosive, crazy offenses this year as well. So it's kind of one of those where that ebbs and flows. I would almost say back in the day, NFL or NFC, AFC, there was a time in my childhood where you could still feel a difference. It was almost like AFC teams kind of built themselves and like had a certain culture or identity, and the NFC had an identity as well, right? Mm-hmm. And so I love diving into what those differences are and all of that. So this year you have Seattle and LA, both from the NFC West. Playing in the NFC Championship game in Seattle, which unfortunately, little tidbit, Seattle hasn't hosted, I don't know, they might not have even played in an NFC Championship game since 2014.
Oh, that's an infamous
when they hosted
game.
The Green Bay Packers and beat us in the worst fashion possible.
That was heartbreaking. Let's move on.
I had my good buddy John Ryan on my show this morning. We were talking about it, and he's a good friend, so he wasn't gloating.
Played for Packers and the Seahawks.
So then the other side, you have AFC for the Patriots and Denver. And so like, it's kind of wild. Think about that. We have East Coast and we have Central and Colorado. And then for the NFC, you're represented just on the West Coast, right? So it's kind of wild how this ends up.
It just worked out that way this year.
Falling into place.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just kind of, it happens, right?
It's all about
NFC
the record.
West
It's all about
as
the
a
record,
whole.
you know?
Okay.
Whoever has the best record obviously is number 1 seed, and then number 2, number 3, number 4, and then it just happens to be that the 2 best records and the 2 teams that are beating other teams and moving on, advancing in the playoffs, happen to be from the same division within the same conference.
Got it. But that doesn't always happen.
Definitely not.
Oh.
No, it rarely happens.
Well, aren't we lucky?
Okay, so now Keith, are NFC and AFC distinctions more like AVAs, or just generalized wine growing regions? And can you briefly explain the difference between AVAs and wine growing regions?
I can definitely answer the second question. The AVAs are American viticultural areas, and so these are from the government. They are designated an AVA, and it's a particular area. It could be within a wine growing region. There could be 7, 10, 15 AVAs. Like in Napa Valley, there's so many AVAs. There's Napa Valley itself, which is an AVA, but then there's also Oakville, Rutherford, Yountville, St. Helena, Howell Mountain, Mount Veeder, Spring Mountain, Atlas Peak. There's so many of them. So those are all specific American viticultural areas. Yeah. And you're allowed to use those. If your grapes come from those AVAs, you're allowed to use that AVA on your label, on your wine label. But then they're all part of Napa Valley as well. So you could just say Napa Valley. So it's a little complicated there. And then as far as wine growing regions, I would just it's more generalized.
It's more general,
it's more broad. Yeah.
Well, look at your Santa Barbara on your bottle of Fess Parker. Do you want to talk about it that way? The wine growing region is Santa Barbara.
Yep.
But the
ABA is Santa Rita Hills. Within the Santa Barbara wine growing.
So then the wine growing region would be like, it's in the NFC, but then like the specific
the region would be the NFC and exactly. And then the specific AVA
is the ABA.
To me, that would be the division, right? That would be more like the division.
Divisions,
the West.
All right.
And then the vineyards, and then the vineyards, the specific vineyards are the teams.
Is the teams? Yeah, is the specific teams?
Boom,
Yeah.
Yes,
you guys, that was masterclass.
And then the varietals within are the players.
Hey, do this.
Next question.
All right, varietals are the players. Extra credit. Mic drop. All right, so we are going to have a second shorter half than a first half, but you guys crushed that. Amazing. Mason.
It was only halftime?
It is only halftime. So we are moving into a 2-minute drill. Crosby Crew faithful, this is going to be the new standard format for when we have Keith and Holly. So Mason and I found I wouldn't say it's controversial. I would say it is conversation. Okay, controversial. There we go. So we're going to be looking for things on social media that tend to kind of lead wine fans who aren't industry, aka Mason and Molly, maybe down a wrong path.
Lead us astray.
So here's the rules. You guys have 2 minutes that's a 2-minute drill, to give your thoughts on this. Mason and I each have a 30-second timeout that we can or don't have to use if we want to dive deeper into this. So I am going to go ahead. I have it queued up. Instagram.
You're not great at technology.
I am not. This is.
I have it queued up as she's just.
No, I saved it. I saved it. Well, actually, be faster. I sent it to you guys. You guys are gonna have 2 minutes. What are our names? Keith. Okay.
My name's Keith.
We're gonna watch this clip, Keith. No, I was talking about the guy on Instagram, the doctor.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to play this clip. I'm going to start the timer. Okay. That's all the time you have before we go to an ad for our main sponsor. Right. 2-minute drill.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Hit me.
Wine drinkers, listen up. I'm going to tell you what the drink
Oh, I took a picture of him.
You're really good at this.
Drinkers, listen up. I'm going to tell you what to drink that's healthy, but I'm going to tell you what's not to drink. First of all, American wines on average has 76 chemicals on average. You know why that is? They don't have to put on the bottle their magic IP and ingredients, so it leaves a toxic wine potentially. But as I walk through here, I can tell you that the better wines are the European wines. Spanish wines, Italian wines are my favorite, and especially the 2015s. The 2019s are drinking amazing. If you can get a hold of a 10, 11, or a 05,
oh
those are amazing.
But
the fact is why do I gravitate to those wines? It's because they don't have the chemicals, because it's not allowed. It's outlawed. There's no glyphosate, and there's definitely not 76 chemicals, because they stick to the old way of making wine. They protect that process, but it protects our health and it protects our bodies. And you wonder why when you go and drink a great wine or one of those good cabs, you get a headache. Oh, the other thing they do there, the magic sauce, they the yeast off early, and it makes the wine, the sugar, basically.
Oh, this like hurts my head.
So they don't necessarily add sugar, but when you kill the yeast off, the sugar's left behind, and that can make a really good wine that doesn't necessarily taste sweet, but it'll give you a headache in the morning, plus the 76 chemicals. Stick to the European wines and have less of a headache in the morning. Take the challenge.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
let
I'll
me
take
start
the
your
challenge.
timer.
and go.
Well, I'm going to let Keith do this
2 minute
because I
drill,
won't say
go.
nice things.
2 minutes.
Crush them. That's
that
it.
was-
Let's
You're
go.
on the clock.
Easy.
We're getting edgy over here. Let's
just-
get it.
So dumb.
Just really generalizing. Whoever this gentleman is just generalizing. He's basically saying that all California wines or all domestic wines are made in this fashion. That's a generalization. We know that in every wine region around the world that there's many different styles, many different types of wines, many different winemaking techniques, many different, ways to do things, and just like any industry. So, I would say that whatever 67 chemicals he's talking about, they're not in my wines, and I bottle about 150 different wines a year between all my different clients. And so I'm not really sure what he's referring to. Looking a little bit at sort of winemaking, styles and techniques and things like that around here in Napa Valley and Sonoma Valley. There's the movement now is all about regenerative organic, biodynamic, organic, sustainable practices, fish-friendly farming.
Even without those things, you're not saying it has to say regenerative or organic on the label to not have 67, 77 chemicals in it. Like that's not true at all. There's zero truth to that.
Right. But it's just, I think he's just kind of, he doesn't really, he needs to do more research. He needs to do a little bit more investigative research. And,
Mason's calling a timeout.
All right, I'm
We only
calling
have 2
a
minutes,
timeout.
You'll have 30 seconds remaining.
So now I'll give you, we're going to give you like,
Gotcha.
this is the
Your
final
30-second timeout.
final play. I got
30-second timeout,
where
go.
I want to give it a thought to like, for y'all to go at him. It's a simple Google search, and his whole thing gets blown up whenever you search European wines and do they use fertilizer? Do they use any of these things? And they tested and they actually found worse chemicals in European soil where wines are made because they've been making them forever too.
Timeout over.
These are lifetime chemicals that stay in the soil. Go.
Keith, you got 30. Keith and Holly, 30 seconds.
Yep, 30 seconds left. Just as far as additives go, most of my wines are native yeasts. And even if I do use a commercial yeast, you know where it comes from? France. You know who else uses them? The French. So, I mean, we buy, and you know what else likes yeast? Bread. There's nothing wrong with yeast. I mean, it's not a chemical. It's a freaking yeast. So I don't know what he's talking about with that. And then as far as other additives go, we don't add much to our wines. We're very minimalistic. My style is to let the grapes produce the best possible wine that they can and to be minimalistic.
And we already talked about the sugar thing. Go back to another episode. Other people do it too.
Yep.
We don't do it.
Back.
We don't
They've
do
already
it.
Hit the sulfites.
All of our wines are dry.
I think he just scored.
It's ridiculous.
He just scored a touchdown there.
Yep.
So stupid.
So
Winner.
we're going to take this moment to recognize Kohler, another great product from America, as our title sponsor. And we'll be back to wrap up the discussion on AFC and NFC, our wine pairings, and move towards Keith and Holly's question for Mason and Molly. Please stick around. For us, Kohler isn't just a brand. It's a part of our story. My dad was an exclusive Kohler dealer, so I grew up knowing their commitment to quality and design.
And for me, I helped open Lodge Kohler in Green Bay, and we've celebrated some of our best memories there, like my 40th birthday at Black Wolf Run.
Kohler, Wisconsin and Kohler properties have always been our favorite places to relax, connect, and of course, enjoy great wine together.
So it feels full circle that Kohler Company, boldly innovating for over 150 years, is now part of Crosby's crew, bringing extraordinary moments to everyday life. Cheers to that.
All right, and we're back. So I think we've kind of done a great job. We've eaten almost all of our food over here. I already know my favorite wine because I've asked Mason to refill the glass 3 times. That was wonderful.
Okay.
Do you have
wanna
anything?
Look at our script. Are you good?
Oh, I've got the script.
You're smart.
I wrote the script.
Okay. You are the script.
Me and ChatGPT. But
you are the script.
Am I the script?
Be the script.
Okay. So Keith and Holly, I feel compelled to root for different teams based off of the wine pairings that I went with. But do you all have your question of the episode ready for Mason and I?
I do. Absolutely.
Do it.
Mason, I just want to know, man,
right.
who do you want making it? Who do you want winning this weekend? And who do you want winning in the Super Bowl? These are easy.
Well, Keith, I don't think you want to listen to my radio show back. If it is a podcast as well, so if anyone ever wants to listen to the Mason Crosby show, you can jump onto that. I took Denver and the points against the Patriots, but
You said the same thing.
yeah, I
But
thought
he said, who do you want? Not what do you think?
I want
who do you
I want
want?
the Patriots. I do
want the
not like
Patriots.
Sean Payton. I hate what they did to my good friend Nathaniel Hackett. They brought him in as head coach as a patsy, basically.
Yeah.
Got rid of him so they could get Sean Payton. I'm not a fan of the Broncos right now. So yes, want the Patriots to win that game. And this one's tough.
You cannot cheer for Seattle
I
ever.
can't. I do not.
You can't want
The birds.
that.
You're
No.
right. I don't want it. I want LA Rams. I want my guy Devontae Adams to finally win an NFC championship. He's 0-4 in NFC championships.
Yeah.
He was there in 14 whenever that was his rookie year when we lost to Seattle. So he knows what it feels like. He knows what it is. So I'm going Rams and Patriots.
And then what?
Who do you want to win at all?
Oh, and then win the Super Bowl?
Yes, sir.
Devontae?
Oh gosh.
Yes, sir, Mason.
Yes, sir. I got to go NFC. I'm sorry. I actually do, Holly. It's funny. I have an NFC AFC bias. I'm definitely more a fan of NFC teams than I am of AFC teams.
This is fun. I had no idea.
I only played on NFC teams. Like I grew up watching more NFC football. So, and I don't blame you.
Thank
All
you for
right.
being honest.
Who do you want, Keith?
Thank you for being honest. I don't know. I was
his hat says it all.
I was thinking maybe the Patriots. I don't know.
Got his Bud Light.
I don't know. Maybe they go all the way. Honestly, the Patriots win. That again will add to their legacy of championships
Of winning.
and just Vrabel. I mean, coming back, bringing
love
them
him.
from the brink of just
I love him.
awful the last couple of years and what they've been able to do. I mean, it is exceptional.
Keith, a little shameless plug for Crosby's Crew. How much did you enjoy our Drew Bledsoe episode?
It was good. It was really, really good. I love it. He was so sincere too, and so passionate about what he does.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
He is.
Really likes wine.
love it.
He doesn't
gotta
like
meet him.
that any of his records are getting broken.
Yeah, he
I met
was
him
so
once
candid.
actually. Briefly, I met him. He came to Vineyard 29. I think I told you guys this before, but with Rick Meyer, I remember, and I said hi. I mean, I didn't host them, but I said hello and talked to him for a few minutes. But yeah, they're wine guys.
Well, we're plotting ways to get there,
Yep,
maybe
y'all
this
meet us in
summer.
Walla Walla and
So I think it'll be an
cruise
official
around.
Crosby's Crew field trip. Let's go.
Love it. Let's do
All
it.
right, Holly, I'm ready for your question.
Well, mine is always not about football, although I could ask you who you
Which
want
I
to
love.
win. I know, but we're not going to.
No interest. Go Devontae.
We're lucky to be here in California, but the rest of the country is bracing for a storm. And Molly, you and I have talked about this in the past when we've been stuck at home, whether it was COVID or storms or whatever. And you're like me, you kind of love being stuck in with family. Did you stock up on snacks? What are you most excited about hunkering down and eating with your family?
That's a good
I
question.
did the Costco run just to
Yeah.
answer your question. I went to Costco. I did all the groceries. Like Molly was just like, we're going to be stuck. And I'm like, yeah, we
I'm
got
gonna
to
get
go
some
get
food.
stuff.
This is my question.
Yeah,
Okay, you
true.
go ahead.
Yeah.
What'd you do, Molly?
What are you most excited about?
okay,
to
so
eat with
what-
your family.
So what I love about this is it's like this mystical, magical time where I feel like normal rules don't apply. So normal Molly mom rules are out the window. So I'm actually most excited about making hot chocolate with the kids because I'm not I'm not really that fun except for on breaks. Because we have some kids who like just
it has to fully shut down.
Yeah,
for
they
her to
go
be
through
fun.
the roof when they have chocolate. It's unfortunate. It's documented. But like when we're just home, there's something about making hot chocolate in like the middle of the day when they would usually be at school. We kind of love cuddling up and watching movies. So like hot chocolate and popcorn make me just feel like it. To me, those simple things feel so decadent. I think it's because of like the time of day that we're going to consume them. Like times of day that's usually earmarked for crazy running around. Like last Saturday, that was unfortunate with a notification, but last Saturday we had 3 volleyball games, 2 basketball games, a cheerleading exhibition, and a fledgling book club meeting. And so I think it's almost less about the food and more about the time of day that we're going to enjoy them, that are so, it just feels so decadent. Like, hey, you guys cleaned up after
Sunday,
lunch.
getting to watch all the football games
and
without
have nowhere
anything
to go.
planned. Yes.
I think it's a lack of expectation too. Like we've kind of learned since we have a small army of children that we make them really responsible during times off. Like one kid quarterbacks the day as far as what they're eating, and they help make it and they help clean it up. And all the other kids get off. And so it just feels different and special. So
I love that.
You have a starting 5 at home.
Yeah, you do have a starting 5.
I got a starting 5.
Yep.
Sometimes I want to bench them all, but we do have a starting 5. So what's great is we had a very abbreviated second half because the first half was incredible. Oh, I forgot our whiteboards. Anyways.
It's okay. We can just talk.
We're going to move into the 2-minute warning now. So for our 2-minute warning, we've got 30 seconds apiece. You're going to pick your favorite food and wine pairing, and then you have to select from that pairing who you think is going to make a Super Bowl appearance. And we will revisit this in our next episode. I actually completely know what I think. So I'm going to go first. I'm going to reset the clock and go. I couldn't stop eating the lobster roll and drinking the white wine. Couldn't stop. I had a few bites of chowder. It was great too. So I'm going to go ahead. It's already been established that as a Packer faithful, I can't cheer for Seattle ever. So out of my white wine coming from Washington and my lobster roll coming from the Patriots, I'm cheering for the Patriots. And Drew Bledsoe was talking about wanting the Bills to get one just because they never have. So I'll drop that.
Yep.
All right. Who wants to go next? My 30 seconds are up.
I'll go next. Mine's pretty clear.
Geese up.
You see that? Can you read it?
Go Pats.
It says Chowder with the Washington Whites and go Pats.
Go Pats. And under time. All right. Holly or Mason, who's next?
I mean, I'm
going to
go
to.
Yeah, go
I'm
for
going
it.
to. Oh, no, you were ready. I'm going to let you go.
This one is so personal in my family. I gotta go Washington Whites, and I gotta go Pats. I'm gonna go Washington White with the salmon. So, even though that makes me Seattle, and I can't do that,
It's fine.
Go
So you're
Pats,
going
go Pats,
Seattle
go Pats.
That makes you
Patriots.
double Seattle.
I know.
Okay.
Double Seattle cancel each other out because I
think
want to
Holly
keep my
wants the
marriage. No, I
Seahawks
want to
to
keep my
win.
marriage. It's only Ashley
Yes.
Keever's
I
husband.
mean,
It's only Curran
smart
Hart that
lady.
we know that likes the Seattle.
By Monday, if Seattle moves on, you can go ahead and claim them.
Okay.
All right, Mace, what's your...
Well, I love this Santa Rita Hills Pinot,
Okay.
so I am diving into the LA Rams.
what food?
Yeah.
What's that?
What food? Did it
You
pair
know
with
I like the
best?
burrito
Bison.
tacos.
Oh, I thought it was going to be bison burger.
No, I love those burrito tacos.
Well,
You
So
got
you're
the beauty
LA
of
and
oh,
LA?
nice.
well, no.
With LA.
Wait. Oh, like I thought I was doing my two
you
teams
you
for the
only
Super
get
Bowl.
to
Oh,
you
I
only get to
one?
pick from your food and wine
Oh.
choices. You don't have a choice. You did LA wine and LA food.
Yeah.
I can't-
He nailed it.
You have no choice.
I know. I would have chose.
I think you want to
I
love
would
the
have done
lobster roll.
salmon.
I love the lobster roll.
I don't know.
All right,
Holly,
I'm going.
I would
Holly, you're
have said
covering
salmon
right
and
now.
Pinot, but I was confused, and I just was like, gotta say Pat somehow.
No.
So-
Never have.
But I love that salmon, and the Pinot was delicious. So
Salmon
tough one.
was also Seahawks, wasn't it?
yeah, I know.
Here's the thing.
Shoot.
My head and my heart are in two different spots. I don't think LA can win this thing, but I want them to win it.
All right, guys.
It's a head and heart.
So
feel.
we're gonna go Super Bowl Super Tuscan is the theme for our next episode. We're gonna be stacking some episodes because January got away from me. So I guess everyone but Mason raise your white wine to toast us out.
I'm a Pinot guy.
I love that. Perfect.
I like it.
You are a Pinot guy. He's a Pinot darling. Thank you for the great conversation. Good luck to Audrey tonight. And
thank you.
Keith, I think
Off to
you're headed
soccer.
to a soccer game also.
I am. I'm heading
you
to
both going to
Aubrey's game.
soccer?
Basketball.
Yeah.
Oh,
To
no.
Aubrey's game.
Yeah.
All right. To Aubrey and to Audrey.
Audrey. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Keith.
Can I wrap this up with
Did you have one more
quick
closing?
little comment?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Please do.
In the words of the former Seattle Seahawk, Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't
I'm
get
just here
fined.
so I don't get fined.
And speaking
Cheers,
of getting
guys.
fined, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention our last ad spot for the episode with Perlick, who we'll be covering in subsequent episodes as they help remodel our Crosby Crew cabin.
One of the best things about this podcast is how it connects our love of wine with the people and companies who share that passion.
Like Perlick Refrigeration. We first crossed paths through Mason's work with Sartori Cheese and Make-A-Wish, where Mason met Jeff Schwager, who's now on Perlick's board and an investor in one of our favorite Napa wineries, Ovid.
Perlick has been setting the standard for wine storage for over a century, and their wine refrigeration is second to none because great wine deserves perfect care.
We're proud to have Perlick as part of Crosby's crew, keeping our wine at the perfect temp, from the first pour to the last drop.
We're going to be watching and texting like crazy to see whose game or whose team moves on. Cheers.
Can't wait.
Cheers,
Good
guys.
luck.
Bye, guys.
Who you share it with.
Well, that's it for this pour. Thanks for spending time with Crosby's crew. If you tried one or all of the wines from today's episode, we want to hear about it. Head to our socials and let us know which one was your favorite and why.
Curious about what we're tasting next? Check the lineup and send us your questions. We'll be answering them in the upcoming episodes. Nothing's too nerdy or too simple. If you're wondering, someone else is probably wondering too.
And hey, before you go, just a reminder that drinking and driving is never okay. Please enjoy wine responsibly. Always have a designated driver lined up before the bottles open and consume in moderation.
Until next time, cheers from the crew.